Ugh, man, every time I see the trailer for Jurassic World, I'm mostly into it until I see Chris Pratt either A, training raptors like they're freaking pit bulls, or B, leading a brigade of raptors on a motorcycle. I predict by the end of the film, we will see Chris Pratt riding a T-Rex. It's gonna happen. Hello, internets. I am Rick Wolf, the creator of Law & Order, and you're watching The Cynicist. Let's talk about Seventh Son. Seventh Son is the story of Jeff Bridges doing a marble-mouthed impression of Gandalf for 2 hours while he trains Prince Caspian to be a supernatural hunter. Except in this universe, wherever and whenever it is, they're called spooks. Yeah, not touching that one. It's very loosely based on the Spook's Apprentice book series, apparently. I don't know. Books. I can't read. Jeff Bridges is trying to train Prince Caspian because I guess Jeff Bridges is too old to be the lead in the movie anymore, and they need to put some young buck front and center on the poster. Honestly, I don't really know why. His character can clearly handle himself. I guess it's sort of implied that he needs to pass on his ghost-busting know-how since he's the last spook. Why did they call it that? But all of this is in the midst of trying to take down Mother Malkin, played by Julianne Moore, a literal dragon lady who shapeshifts, eats worm cupcakes, and just generally goes around being all murdery. Jeff Bridges ain't having it. And despite Jeff Bridges' mushmouth accent, for the first 20 minutes, I was totally on board with this movie. The world was interesting, it's not quite medieval times, it's not quite the early modern period. There's interesting creatures, nifty demon-fighting weaponry, Jon Snow for 10 seconds, and a real sense of some deeper lore. Lore that would probably be fun to learn about, but don't expect to, because you won't. In fact, I don't recall them ever really explaining the whole seventh son of a seventh son thing to any satisfying length. I guess the seventh son in a family is just destined to be a demon hunter. I don't know, man. The movie doesn't really concern itself with the why or the how. It's just, hey, look, evil stuff. Let's kill it. Because it's evil. Or as Jeff Bridges would say, kill it. Because it's evil. Is anyone else noticing that Jeff Bridges just gets weirder and weirder in his old age?
I love listening to intriguing sounds when I drift off into my dreams. Others might.
What? So yeah, about 20 to 30 minutes in, it became pretty apparent to me that this movie was gonna whiz it down its leg, and it more or less does. It's disappointing as hell too, because the effects are great, the costuming is gorgeous, the sets are extremely impressive, and Jaimin Hounsou is awesome as the evil blade chain throwing dragon guy. But then there's a brutal lull in the movie, cliched dialogue, cliched plot points, a just cause romance. There is humor, but it's not enough to balance out how overly serious the movie takes itself. Julianne Moore plays evil in such a straight way, it's almost campy and all Wizard of Ozzy and blah blah blah. 100 other things that make Seventh Son a shining beacon of wasted potential. I'm giving Seventh Son 1/3 of a life meter. There's lots of pretty things to look at, great visual effects, an intriguing and organic looking world, and a kick-ass supernatural throwdown at the climax. But there's also distractingly odd performances, a thin story, and it all goes on for a good 30 minutes too long.
Well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
This will sound odd unless you decide to see it, but I really think it would have worked better as an anime. Anybody else? Better as an anime? Oh wow, that didn't take long at all. We have like a whole minute left to talk about something way more awesome than Seventh Son. So, have you heard that Netflix is supposedly working on an episodic live-action Legend of Zelda series that they're comparing to a family-friendly version of Game of Thrones? Well, you have now. I'm gonna fanboy out a little here, but I'm actually really jazzed about this. Now, I know what you're thinking. The last time Nintendo let someone take one of their properties into the realm of live action, we got the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I hear ya. But Shigeru Miyamoto has been shooting down movie adaptations of his creations for over 20 years since that disaster piece. If he's okay with this, I'm thinking someone must have done something to really impress the man. And I've always said I would be a fan of Game of Thrones if it wasn't for all the sleazy, unnecessary softcore porn HBO has to shoehorn into everything they produce. Excuse me, princess. We get it. We're watching cable. You can show boobs and dongs. Thing is, most of us don't need to see boobs and dongs to have our interest held. In fact, a huge chunk of your following are people who read books. They don't need to see anything but words to have their interest held. Best part is, if this happens, it's going to be on Netflix. Can you imagine binge watching a whole season of The Legend of Zelda? I am so there. Who's coming over? We'll all wear Link hats and Triforce footy pajamas and cry over how pathetic and weird our lives are the next day. So how do you feel about a live-action Legend of Zelda maybe coming to Netflix? Are you excited for it, or do you think we'll have another Super Mario-sized toxic spill on our hands? Let me know. If you dug this video, give that subscribe button a hit and don't talk any